Hey everyone, welcome back to Chart Stoppers. Before we get into today's stock, I just need to remind everyone that this channel is about looking at different stocks and mapping out their key support and resistance areas on their daily charts. Also, we will be identifying any trends a stock is in and any key technical patterns we can find on the charts. Don't forget this channel is for educational purposes only, and I am not advocating to buy or sell any of the securities talked about on this channel. But I am here to point out key factors on the charts that do impact the price action of a stock. Also, I provided a link in the description for Webull. You could use it to start an account and you will get 2 free stocks. And don't forget, we will be doing 3 videos per week on 3 different stocks, so if you have a recommendation for a video, leave a comment below and I will try to get to it. Also, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and have your notifications on so you don't miss out on any new content here. Okay, so let's get into the market today. Today is November 19th, 2021. It is Friday, the end of the week, so the S&P 500 finished the week down 0.18%. The Dow finished the day down 0.75%, and the Nasdaq finished the week up 0.40%. So a pretty good day for the Nasdaq, not a good day for the Dow and the S&P. So hopefully everyone had a good week, and we will have a short week next week because of the Thanksgiving holiday. So hopefully everyone can, have a good week next week, and we will get into today's stock. Today I'm going to be talking about Draftkings. I wanted to do an update on this one. Today, Draftkings closed the day at $36.04. It is down 48 cents on the day, or the equivalent of 1.31%. After hours, it is down another 10 cents, or the equivalent of 0.28%. Okay, in the past week, this stock is down 11.67%. All right, so not a good week for DraftKings. In the past month, this stock is down 26.07%. So it has not been a good month either for DraftKings. And in the past 3 months, this stock is down 29.91%, so almost 30% drop for this stock in the past 3 months. And in the past year, it is down 26.07%. So we are in the negative for the past year for DraftKings. All right, and that is not good for this company. As you could see from the chart here, everything was looking good on the chart, and then you just recently had this big fall off right here. From the last time I covered this stock, which was about a month ago, maybe a little bit less, we were right around this area, okay? And this was before earnings and all the stuff that recently happened, and we will get into that in a moment, but we were right along this trend line here, and I spoke to you guys about what was going to happen if we broke this trend line, because I think we were talking about this head and shoulders pattern that was happening on my last video. I talked about, you saw the head and shoulders that was forming right here. We had the left shoulder, we had the head in the middle, and then we had the right shoulder right here, and we were trading along this neckline right here that I had marked down at $48.13, and that was a key area. All right, and we had our trend line, which was intersecting at that level right around that time I made that video. All right, so we were trading along that trend line, as you could see, going back to, it was March of last year from the lows of COVID, and we had I had to keep adjusting this trend line, and we had it to where we bounced off this low right here, which was in July, and then we were trending along this cluster of candles right here. So the trend line was good right here, and then it was intersecting with our neckline of our head and shoulders. And I said that if we broke this trend line, that was going to cause a break of the support and the neckline of that head and shoulders. And that's ultimately what happened. And once we broke that neckline there and that trend line, we fell really far and really fast. All right. And you could see once we broke all of that, we fell. We even broke another support line after that. All right, I wasn't expecting that. All right, I wasn't expecting to break this $42 level. I thought we would, fall through this support and then ultimately bottom out somewhere around this 42 level. And I think I said on the last video, maybe have some limit buy orders just in case it did reach around this support level down here around $35. And because I wasn't expecting it to last long if it did reach this level, because a lot of buyers I was expecting to come in around this level and the stock would get bought up if it did eventually fall because of what happened back here. This was in October of last year in 2020 when the stock fell from around $65 here to $35 in a short period of time here. You could see after they did that equity offering and the stock fell to $35, and you could see a lot of buyers came in. You could see the volume right here, and a lot of people stepped in to buy this stock once it did reach that level of $35. So that was a strong support area where buyers came in, and you could see once it did reach that level of $35, it ended up doubling after that in a short period of time. So that's why I said have some limit buy orders set just in case it did reach that level. And it looks like we are down at that level right now. So this is definitely in a buy zone for me. And I would definitely be buying this up on Monday if it does fall any further than where it's at right now. And I would even probably be buying at this level of $36 just in case it doesn't go down any further, because this is definitely a buy zone for this stock because of what happened back here. You saw once it did touch that support line, it did double very quickly after that. So let's just take a quick overview of the support and resistance. You can see I have, we have the all-time high at $74.38, which we did hit on March 22nd of earlier this year. So we need to get back up to that level around $72. That's where we need to close above to get back up to that high. We have resistance around $64.50. That was strong resistance that we could not top. Those were the tops of our shoulders on our head and shoulders pattern that we could not get over. So that will be strong resistance going forward. And then there's that key area at $48.13, which was our neckline of our head and shoulders pattern. All right, that was a key area that got broken. And then we fell very quickly to that $42 support. That did not hold up either during this flash crash that we saw just recently in these past couple weeks here. Okay, and then we have our $35 support, which we're currently looking at right now. Now, what are the reasons for this? We have a couple reasons for this huge drop in the price. One would be they ended their talks and their bid to acquire Entain that they were supposed to do. That was another sports betting company that they were supposed to acquire, and they were in talks to do that. They were dragging it out. It was a foreign company they were supposed to acquire, and now they just ended the talks and the bid. They were also downgraded to neutral by an analyst. So that was why, the stock was also selling off. But, a lot of the selling was because of that, talk to acquire the company Entain. That's what started the sell-off. And then, when they quit the talks, that also sparked the selling. And then they got downgraded. And then also we found out the CEO was selling a lot of shares. So that also led to more selling of, the shares, all right? So we had more selling pressure on the stock. And then we had the earnings come in. They missed on their third quarter revenue. They had a loss of $1.35 per share. So they didn't have good earnings. They missed on their revenue, and the earnings just weren't up to par with, a company like this. I think they even said that, too many people were winning on their bets, and that's why their earnings and revenue were not in line with the estimates. So that's not what people wanted to hear. And, that's why the stock was selling off also. And this is all, recently in this short period of time. So that was more selling pressure on the stock. And then the last thing, they had their price target cut from $80 to $70 by Oppenheimer, another analyst. So that was just more fuel to the fire. And that's where we're sitting right now. So those are just the main things that fueled this huge correction, going from $65 to $35 in this short period of time. This is going from the beginning of September to where we're at now. So that is, 2 months of all downward pressure on this stock. So if you're a shareholder or if you're trading this stock looking for some more upside here, it has been all bad news for you. And I really feel bad, but I talked about this on my last video. Yeah, this was a very important part right here. And, you should have been looking at that right there as you're out if that trend line and that support broke. If you saw that break right there, that should have been your out right there, right in this area. Because once that broke, you should have known that head and shoulders pattern, you were going to see more downward pressure once that neckline broke right there. So I tried to warn everyone on my last video about this. Hopefully everyone saw that and was able to listen. If you were trading this or if you were holding this stock, maybe looking to get out for a better price or maybe trying to average down. Hopefully you held off and waited until now for a better price right here in this buy zone right there. Now let's take a look at some moving averages and see what we could find there. And as you could see, we are below all the moving averages on our daily chart. We are well below our 200-day up here in the yellow, our 50-day way up here in the blue. Our 21-day is way up here in the light blue, and our 8-day is following this trend, acting as resistance on our daily chart in the white. So first things first is we need to break this 8-day in the white here on our daily chart. All right, so let me get rid of these moving averages for a second, and I just want to show you I have this downtrend line here in the red. So one thing you could do if you're looking to get back in this stock, it is in a buy zone right here. So if you want to wait, you could put this trend line on your chart and wait for it to break through this trend line for a bounce off of this support. Wait for it to bounce off that $35 support and then break through this trend line for a confirmation of the break of trend for the reversal and go to the upside. All right, one thing you could do there if you want to buy back in or wait for your trade to the upside, that would be one thing. Or you could just wait for the bounce off the support, see if that holds and get back in. That's one of two things, all right? Because, you never know if this $35 support is going to hold, all right? There's always a chance that could break down also, and it could drop even lower. Now, below here, it looks like we do have support around $30, and it looks like here around $30.65. So keep an eye on that. If this $35 area does not hold up, we will be looking towards that $30.65 area as our next support. But I'm hoping and expecting that $35 support will hold up, okay? Now let's take a look at our weekly chart and see what we could find on that chart. And, you get a clearer picture of this downtrend here. And, every week we are going up to that trend line and we are getting rejected off of there. So like I said, we need to get a clear break of this trend before we can get back in, if that's what you're looking for. All right. If you're looking for a clear reversal, you're going to want to see a daily candle close above this trend line. Or if you want a further confirmation, look for a weekly candle to close above this trend line and that will show you a definite reversal. If you get the weekly candle closing above this trend line, that will show you a definite reversal. All right, but first you will look for the daily candle to close above this trend line, and that will show you the start of the reversal, and then you should have a couple more after that going higher, and then you will see the weekly candles follow that. All right, now let's take a look at some moving averages on the weekly chart, and as you can see on the weekly chart, this 8-period moving average on the weekly chart here in the white is starting to trace my trend line, and that will show you that it is acting as strong resistance. Okay, so that just shows you that every week we are trading up to that 8-period moving average, and we are getting rejected off of that. All right, so you could see every week the wick of our candles is trading up to that 8-period moving average here in the white, and it's getting rejected right off of that. So hopefully you guys can see that. Let me zoom in for you. It's kind of hard to see with all those lines on the chart, but hopefully you could get a pretty good look at that. Hopefully you guys have that on your charts at home, and you could see it. The wick of every candle here is trading up to that every week, and then we're getting rejected off of there. So look for a break of that, and we need to close above that on a weekly candle for the start of a reversal. All right, and then that will show you we are starting an uptrend and then a move to the upside. So look for that. But next week is going to be very important. Even though we have a short week, we are going to look for let me switch back over to my daily chart. We are done with the weekly chart, and we'll get rid of our moving averages. Next week is going to be very important because we have a low of $35.92 this week. So we're getting very close to the support. Next week I'm going to be looking for a touch off of our support here and then a reversal. Okay, we need to touch off of this support and then reverse off of it. We need to hold that support, and then we need to reverse. We're going to want to see some high volume come in once we do touch off that support, and that will show us that buyers are coming in, buying the stock up at that price, and the shorts are getting out at that price. So that's what we're going to want to see, and we're going to want to see this stock start an uptrend at this price. So hopefully that happens, and hopefully everyone has a good week next week. Hopefully you guys like the video, and make sure you guys hit that like button if you did. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. Make sure you have your notifications on so you don't miss out on any new content here. I want to thank you guys for watching, and I will see you next time on Chart Stoppers.